to make it right. Just didn't have the power, and you ignored in the hopes they disappear. I tried to let it go, but I guess you just don't want to know. And if I had a dime for every time I tried to call your name, tell me I learned that I could cope. Well. I discovered I could make it. Oh, nights so long and cold, so cold. You don't know how cold. I discovered I could take it. Oh, now I wouldn't trade a thing. No, not for the knowledge, not for the knowledge that I've gained. Let me say it like this. I learned that I can grow. I really did. I tried to let it show. I did. I tried.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Dr. Lorenzo D. Smith, the host of Talking Sports Plus Preview Show. It's always good to be with you, and I hope you have had a positive first part of the week. Today is Hump Day. Everybody call it Wonderful Wednesday, but we'll just say Hump Day. And just like in that commercial, you ask everybody what day it is, and you can answer and respond. I said what day it is. You can say Hump Day, Wednesday. And I had an awesome day today because God blessed us to see another day. To be at this point in life, we just got to give him his praise because that's what it's all about. He made it possible. And that's why we're here with Talking Sports Plus Preview Show, because he made it possible for us to come before you. Now, let's understand exactly what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on sports. We are the voice, and this is our brand, the voice of the historical black colleges and universities, high school and middle school athletics in the southeastern part of the United States. Our call-in number, if you're interested in calling in and want to be a part of this show, you can call in and maybe you just want to listen to the show, or you want to have something to be shared with us. You can call in at 347-857-4192, or go to the web link, which is www.blogtalkradio.com/the Smithway Production. Now, if you want to email us, and you will have the opportunity to do that at talkingsportsplus@gmail.com, or tweet us at Lorenzo D. Smith at Talking Sports Plus with the number 1. Then we also have several others that's associated with our show that comes on at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. This is the preview show. We're getting prepared for the show that we bring to you every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. And I want to make sure I introduce those important people of my team. I'm so proud to have those individuals with me, and I'm so excited. So I have to make sure I introduce them, even though they are not on at this time, but they'll be on with us at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We have a young man hails from North Alabama, up in Huntsville, Alabama. He's known among his peers because he coaches up there as the man that has that slogan, "Ain't no fun when the rabbit has the gun." And that's Coach Tremaine Edwards. And he's with us, and his handle, and that's in his Twitter account, is Tremaine Edwards number 7. At Tremaine Edwards number 7. And our young, energetic millennium, our lady of the hour, that's Coach Lauren D. Smith. And her Twitter account is Coach_L_Smith. And our next individual, we have another one of my frat brothers, and this is a special day, and we'll talk a little bit about this in a minute in regards to J16, hashtag J16. We was Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated was J9, which is hashtag J9. But we want to kind of talk about the other two individuals. This young man decided to retire. He was a associate executive director with the Alabama High School Athletic Association for many years. He decided to call it quits in July of 2018. And he's been working with us. We're so excited to have him. He's known as Touchdown Tony, and that's Coach Tony Stallworth. And last but not least, our radio personality. He's known as the Don King of Entertainment, from Fort Walton Beach all the way up to Montgomery, from Montgomery over to Troy, and from Troy down to Dothan, better known as Daryl, and he's ahead of what they call the E-Train, the conductor, Daryl E-Train Elliott. Those are the 4 co-hosts, and they'll be joining me at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and you can do the same. So make it a point that you join us as well and talk about some of these hot topics we have for tonight. Now, as I said, I want to take an opportunity to mention this is a special day. It's very special, and I want to call out and give a shout out to all the the women of finer womanhood, the members of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, founded January 16, 1920, which is their 99th anniversary today. We say Happy Founders Day to you, and congratulations on providing service to our community on all faces, all over the world. It's internationally, so we want to make sure we give a shout out. I see several that are joining me on the board, and I appreciate you joining me. And when I get the opportunity to give you a shout out, your name specifically, because you are joining us, we will make sure we do that. So again, congratulations to the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. But besides that, I have to give a special shout out to one of my special guest expert on the Monday night show, who will now, all of my individuals now will be our co-host, and she has served with us for about a year now. The young lady is a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, a past national first anti-ambassador. She hails from the state of South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. I'm so proud to have her as part of our Monday night team, and that's Sarah Scarlett H. Black. Sarah, I hope you're having an awesome time today on your celebration, and I hope everybody in Greenville, South Carolina is associated with Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated is having a great time. So we do say congratulations to you and thank you for all that you do for the community in Greenville, as well as Talking Sports Plus, Talking Real to You, and Balling for the Doc. The show evolved from Talking Sports Plus, which is Talking Real to You, and she's a special guest expert now. All of those team members are co-hosts. Thank you very much for what you do, Scarlett H. Black, and being a proud member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Now, let's get down to what we're here for. We're here to talk about some sports tonight because a lot is going on. We're going to make sure we brought you into our show at 8 o'clock. Now, we only do this for about 30 minutes, so we want to make sure we share everything with you. Now, if you want to go back and check out this show and you was not able to watch it all, you can go to on-demand episodes, and you can the show can be heard on Facebook, Google Plus, Tumblr, Twitter, GroupMe, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. So we're very excited about having the opportunity to have all of those vehicles. Let's kind of talk about what we have going on here. Now, what we have going on here is we have 4 forms of vehicles that we're broadcasting from. We're broadcasting through Periscope with the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and that account is Lorenza D. Smith 15. And we also have our television station, and that television station is the Smith Way Production. So you can join us several ways. So make sure you check us out. If you're on Facebook, I thank you for joining. I see some names that's on there every week, and I do appreciate each and every one of those individuals who join me on Monday, join me on on Wednesday, and also on Friday. Now, as I said, we have 3 shows. On Monday, we have Talking Real to You. It's a show that focuses on just plain old life issues. And my co-host is my daughter, which makes the show the only father and daughter blog talk radio show in the country. And we talk about just plain old life issues. She's a millennial, and she comes from that point of view. She comes strong. She's excited about being here. We appreciate her joining us on Monday night. Also, our other special guest expert is Dr. Olivia E. Smith out of Georgia. She joins us on Monday as well, along with Scarlett H. Black. So now each and every one will be my co-hosts, and I appreciate them being with me through the beginning and here now. So we want to look forward to having an awesome show, which we had on Monday night, to Walters, and to having an awesome show tonight. As I mentioned, the co-hosts that joined me on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, as well as we want you to join us. Now, let me just make sure I get this clear now. It is broadcast through Blog Talk Radio. So you can call in to the call-in number 347-857-4192 on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you just want to listen to the show through the calling number, you can. If you just have something you want to say, just press 1 and I will identify you with the last 4 digits of your cell or telephone number, because I know some people still have telephone landline they call. And then I ask you to come on, identify yourself and the location, and then you can just jump in with the conversation. All right, then on Wednesday night, as I stated, what we're doing tonight. Then on Friday, we have Balling with the Doc. I host a show that allows you to talk about the hottest topics. Some of the topics we're talking about tonight, but whatever topic and hot that happened during the week, we're going to talk about. So we just want to have an awesome time, and that show is aired at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's kind of get with some action here. Let's do some things before we have being completed our 30 minutes that we have to be with you. Now, let's start off with looking at some historical black colleges and university storyline. We're going to recap the week. We're going to look at some things that happened during the week in regards to the 4 historical black college and university conferences, or in essence, we call divisions. Parts of it, they're either Division 1AA or FCS, or Division 2, which is part of the NCAA. You have the Southwest Athletic Conference, consisting of the historical black colleges from the state of Alabama over to Arkansas, from Arkansas to Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Then we have the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, consists of all the schools on the Atlantic coast, from the state of Florida up through Georgia, from North Carolina all the way up to South Carolina, to Virginia, Washington, D.C., and Maryland. Then we have what we call our Division II team, which make up the other 2 conferences that's associated with historical black colleges and university. You have the Southern SIAC, which is the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, consists of Western and Eastern Division. In the East, you have schools from Georgia, Florida, up into South Carolina, as well up into other areas, a junction over to Ohio. Then you also have the western part, which makes up the teams in the SIAC. So familiar teams might be Central State University, Spring Hill College. You also have Miles College. You have Tuskegee University. Those schools make up that western division of the SIAC. Then last but not least, on that East Coast, a little further, consisting of teams a little further up that East Coast, you have, which are historical black colleges and universities, you have a northern and a southern division of the CIAA, which is the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association, and it consists of Virginia State, Virginia Union, Fayetteville State, Lemoyne Owen. You have several other schools, and I'm going to read off some scores in regards to those and some standings in regards to those conferences when we talk about the historical black college and university. That will be the recap. We're going to recap some weekend scores and some Monday scores in those conferences, as well as we're going to recap some standing specifically in each one of those conferences. We're going to look at our Coach's Corner. Our Coach's Corner will focus on tonight on Jalen Hurts Sweet State. If you have not heard, Jalen Hurts officially signed with University of Oklahoma to be their next quarterback. And as you know, the history with Lincoln Riley and University of Oklahoma, he had put out 2 quarterbacks the last 2 years, being the Heisman Trophy winners. We had Kyler Murray this year, and last year Baker Mayfield. So there's a possibility as a first round draft. Would nobody say that's assured for Jalen Hurts? But let's kind of understand. Jalen Hurts played 3 years at Alabama, a record of 26-2. Lost his job to Tua. However, he was able to be brought back in the game throughout the year, but was very instrumental in winning the game against Georgia to make sure they win the SEC championship. Then he played sparingly in the championship game. However, he's decided, because he was able to finish in 3 years and graduate, to go to a grad school. So I wouldn't call him a transfer. I would call him a free agent, just like they said. He's a free agent, able to go to whatever school he wants to finish that last year or last 2 years that some have, but he only have 1 year left. So Jalen Hurts is going to the University of Oklahoma. So the Sweet State is now over. There are several other players that's out there. We have Martell out of Ohio State. We talked about Kelly Bryant, who also made a commitment to Missouri. Justin Field left and went up to Ohio State. So several other quarterbacks have made that decision to move on. Then we're going to look at Kyler Murray declaring for the 2019 NFL draft, and we just believe that there should be some discussion. Is it the right choice for Kyler? Is that the best thing for him to do? But I know it is, because it's not what I'm saying, that a choice he had to make and had a deadline to make it. As you remember the story, Kyler has already been drafted, the 9th player in the Major League Baseball draft that happened this winter. So he's been drafted already, and he already has received a bonus of over $9 million. Specifically, he took a $4.6 million bonus to go with the Oakland A's. However, he had such a great season, became the Heisman Trophy winner. He decided to put his name in for the draft. Some say he will be a first-round draft. A lot of the talking heads and pundits and talked about that, but we're going to discuss that. Was that the right choice? Then we're going to look at some school athletic eligibility issues in regards to the court system getting involved with high school eligibility issues. We want to talk about it. We want to know what you think about it, because if your association that govern you and you're a part of it makes a decision, is a point that we need to challenge it. Sometimes, especially if we feel like we have a case, but the case might not be warranted enough to go through, but the courts can step in, especially the courts in your area. And that situation happened recently, and we want to talk about it. So we want you to be a part of it. Make sure you call in and be a part of it at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can call in there, to call in 10 minutes before time, and we'll be waiting on you. I'll see you on the board, and I'll make sure I identify you. Our call-in number is 347-857-4192. Then you can go to the web link if you just want to listen to the show, www.blogtalkradio.com/The Smith Wave Production. I know some of you are looking over my shoulder and you see LD Smith Production. That is our production company. We started off, but we moved to the Smith Wave Production. A banner was made, and we're going to make the adjustment, but we do appreciate you joining us, and I'm so excited to have you here. This is an awesome day. It's Hump Day. It's Wednesday. It is the day that Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated was founded, and we want to make sure we have an awesome time tonight at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. We also want to look at a couple other issues, which is nationally in regards to the professional athlete. The question is, who is the GOAT? The greatest of all time, between LeBron James, who has been to 8 finals and won 3, or Tom Brady, who's been to 8 finals, and I'm not mistaken, he has won 5. So we want to discuss it. In actuality, LeBron has 8 championships, which is Eastern Championship, and 3 World Championship. Brady has 5 World Championship and over 8 AFC Championship. So who is the GOAT between those two? This is not a Michael Jordan discussion. This is a LeBron James and a Tom Brady discussion. Football versus basketball. So give us your thoughts on it. Call in number is 347-857-4192. Just call in, press 1. We'll identify you with the last 4 digits of your cell number, and then we'll ask you to join our conversation by letting us know your name and your location. All right, another discussion we want to have tonight on our show at 8 o'clock will be this junior college football players declaring for the draft. We have some players that only played 1 year at schools and decide, because they are junior, because they've been there 3 years, to declare for the draft. Is that a good thing, or is that bad? Should those players stay that additional year, get that 2 years of full-time experience, It only apply to those individuals we're going to discuss are the ones that only had that 1 year. They sit on the bench for 2 years, waiting for their turn. Now they're out there playing, had above subpar numbers, and our question, should they just stay one more year, get that experience so they can up their draft stock? So we'll want to discuss that and want you to be a part of it. And last segment, we're going to talk about high school basketball. We're going to look at some recapping of some basketball scores in the state of Alabama, as well as some rankings in the state of Georgia. So we're going to look at that tonight. So we're real excited about having an opportunity to come before you. So we want to make sure you join us. Now, let me take this opportunity to sort of like look at some of the historical black colleges, as well as some of the high school scores, as well as some ranking. We're going to start off with the SWAC. We're going to do a recap of the SWAC up until the 14th of January. You have Alabama State 81 and Mississippi Valley State 72. ASU record in the conference is 3-1. It was led by Jacoby Ross with 16 points. We had University of Arkansas Pine Bluff 50, Alabama A&M 42. Pine Bluff record is 3-0 in the conference, and they was led by the game of the win over A&M by Martavius McKnight. We have Jackson State 64, Southern 58. Their record is 3-1 in the conference, and they was led by Sidney Umidi, and he had 16 points. Grambling State 77 and Alcorn 42. Their record is 2-2 in the conference, and it was led by Dallas Poe Hilton. He had 17 points. That's a recap of the SWAC. Look at the MEAC. We have just scores for those teams. We have North Carolina A&T 67, Maryland Eastern Shore 58. We have North Carolina Central 71. We have Delaware State 70, Norfolk State University 75, Bethune-Cookman 68, South Carolina State 70, Coffin State 68, Morgan State 89, Howard 86. We also have some SIAC recap, just some standings pretty much. You have in the East, you have Morehouse have a record of 7-2. Albany State have a record of 5-3. Clark have a record of 5-4. Fort Valley have a record of 3-5. Payne have a record of 3-6. And Benedict have a record of 2-7. Those are the standings in the East part of the SIAC. In the West, you have Miles with an 8-0 record. Tuskegee 7-1. Lemoyne Owen have a 6-4. Lane have a 5-4. Kentucky State a 4-6. Spring Hill, which is out of Mobile, just recently joined that conference, is 1-6. Central State out of Ohio is 1-9. In the CIAA recap, you have Virginia State, and that standings in the North, because there's North and Southern divisions. The Northern Division, Virginia State is 5-0, 13-3 overall. Bowie State is 6-1. Elizabeth City State is 6-1. Virginia Union is 5-1. And in the Southern Division, you have Winston-Salem 2-4. Claflin is 5-5. Shaw is 2-5. Livingstone is 2-4. Johnson C. Smith is 1-5. Fayetteville State is 1-5. And St. Augustine is 1-6. Some polls in the state of Florida with the high school basketball. We want to make sure we mention the Fab Five, but it's actually we're going to have 10 top teams all over the state. Number one ranked team in the state of Florida, out of Bradenton, Florida, you have IMG Academy with a 19-1 record. Monteverde Academy is 12-2. University, that's Nova Southeastern University High School in Fort Lauderdale, is 12-3. Providence School out of Jacksonville, 14-2. Oxbridge Academy out of West Palm Beach, that's all one of those South Florida schools, is 12-0. Bishop Moore out of Orlando, 14-1. Oak Ridge out of Orlando, 12-3. Whitmere out of Whitmere, Florida is 14-2. Mainland out of Daytona Beach is 18-1. And Forest Hill, another of those schools out of South Florida, is West Palm Beach, and they're 17-0. There's other schools in there because out of Miami, I know for sure you have Norland out of Miami, ranked as 17 or 18 out of the state of Florida. They have an excellent record. They only have one loss. So those are the schools that are making things happen in the state of Florida. Alabama, you will get that information because our resident expert, Touchdown Tony, will be on the show, and he will share some thoughts about the state of Alabama and how to rank it. But I can simply just tell you, I attended a game last night and Friday night between the number one ranked team in 6A, which is George Washington Carver out of Montgomery, against the number 18 ranked in 6A, which is Sidney Lanier High School in Montgomery. And it was an awesome game. All three teams won. They have a sophomore team. They won. The girls won, as well as the varsity game, where you had those two top-ranked teams. And Lanier put on a clinic. They had a guard, a sophomore guard. He scored right at 37 points, 7 or 8 to 10 threes. He was really stroking it, and they beat Lanier beat Carver by 18 points. So that was a nice thing. But they will play again. That's coming up next week. It's getting close to the end of the season. So it's going to be an awesome game. That's a good fight. That's the West Side Classic in Alabama, in Montgomery. Also, Robert E. Lee is 17-1. They only lost one game so far, and they 7A. And then also Park Crossing have only lost 2 games. That's their girls, 14-2, as well as Brew Baker Tech. They only lost 2 games, coached by Coach Sent over there, doing a good job, and Coach Smith over there at Park Crossing Girls. They're doing an awesome job over there. We applaud them. I want to mention them because I know they're checking us out, and I appreciate them checking us out. But we at the 7:30 hour, so we're about to kind of wrap this up tonight. It's been really exciting. I can tell you that. I do appreciate it. But I have to make a point that I introduce these individuals that's joining us, and we have a long list, and I do appreciate everybody that's joining us. As I can get my board to kind of move so I can make sure I get everybody's name. I don't want to miss anybody because these people are taking time to join us, so we want to make sure we mention. We have joining us, and I tried to write some of the names down early. We have Attorney Stacy Thomas. I do appreciate you joining us. She's a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and we give you a shout out, say congratulations on your Founders Day. Erica Weber Jones, appreciate you, Erica. Sierra Washington, thank you, Sierra. Khadijah Black, thank you, Khadijah. Golden Lyles, Jackie Mims, thank you for joining us, as well as Miles Brown, one of my ball players down from McKenzie School when I coach football and basketball, and also he's now the principal of McKenzie School. Keep on grinding, Miles. Proud of you very much. So thank you for joining this show, and you are a consistent listener, and you join us often. Thank you for taking time. LaWanda Davis, thank you, LaWanda. Felicia Jackson. Also, we have, and I may not say it, this is Pinson Shea, and she had a question. She asked me, what did I think about Jalen leaving? I think that's a good opportunity for Jalen to leave and go play at the level he needs to go play at. So I have no problem with Jalen leaving. He has to look at another opportunity because he cannot get another opportunity and follow up at the University of Alabama because there is a good stock of young quarterbacks coming in there. You have John Tyson as well as his brother coming in. You have Matt Jones already there. There's several other quarterbacks. So I think this is a great opportunity. He's going to the school where the coach going to develop him and he can improve his passing game. He already a dual threat quarterback. I think he did a wonderful job under Coach Enos. So I think this is a great move. This is a great move for Jalen, and I wish him the best of luck. I've always been a supporter of Oklahoma, so I'll still continue to support Oklahoma. Then we have Quinn Jones. She's joining us. And I have my good friend over there in Atlanta, Marquise Stewart. Appreciate you, Marquise. Joining, get a holler out for your Omegas. Holler out for your brothers now. Holler out for your brothers now. Megan Robertson and my frat brother, Jackie Daphne. Thank you, Jackie, for joining us, I appreciate you now. And I hope all is going well with you down there at Hillcrest Evergreen. And he's assistant principal down there. Carolyn Winston. We have Vanessa Phi Moore, Stephanie Nicole, and my cousin, Elena. Thank you, ambitious Elena, and Monica Davis. Thank you for both of y'all joining me. All my family, I appreciate you joining me. Trawanda Martin, and this is Josilla Bryant, V. Bryant, Floretta Bartley. Flo, how you doing, Flo? Hello. Ian Johnson, Venetia Valentine Moore, thank you. Laura Ann Person out of Luverne, down at Luverne, Alabama. Laura, thank you for joining us. Maria N. Camacho, Bonita Lou Harris, and last but not least, Tara Peterson Davenport. Thank you, Tara, for joining us. I do appreciate it, and I know the challenges you're faced with, but keep on grinding. Don't let up. Do it for your child. Thank you for joining us. And Tara is down from that area, McKenzie, Georgiana area, and I appreciate her joining us as well. So it's awesome to have each and every one of you all joining us. It's about time to wrap this up. I'm so excited about having this opportunity to come before you. We're going to play some music to close this out, and we want you to really be thankful for what God has allowed us to be able to experience today. I am so thankful, and I really appreciate each and every one of those individuals joining me. And if someone on the stream gonna say, well, why you mess up the stream like that, buddy? I said, well, I'm playing around my computer, and I'm about to get it right. So bear with me, and we're gonna close the show out, and we'll close it out with the music that we have on. We don't own the rights to this song or any of the songs. As I say each and every time I'm on this show, I do want you to join me at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. But I always say my hashtag is keep on grinding. Don't give up. Things may not be right, but keep on grinding because it will be successful for you. Hashtag communicate forward with the number 4 understanding. Always be able to listen, be able to talk and communicate. And last but not least, I love you and ain't a thing you can do about it. Have an awesome night, but join us at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. The call-in number is 347-857-4192. I'll go to the web link. www.blogtalkradio.com/The Smith A Production. We'll see you at 8 o'clock. Have a lovely and truly blessed night. I love you.
Learned that I could cope. Well. I discovered I could make it. Oh, nights so long and cold.